Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another session of Dorsey's Resource. But first, before we get started, I'd like to give a disclaimer. This video is for informational and educational purposes only. Please understand that everyone's individual circumstance or situation may be different. It's up to every competent individual to do his or her own homework or research if they feel otherwise. The information in this video is not to be construed as legal advice. Please keep in mind if you need to seek a competent professional, attorney, lawyer, CPA, or whomever, please do so at your leisure. By watching this video is your acquiescence that you will not hold Dorsey's resource liable for any reason under any circumstance whatsoever. With that being said, I reserve all my rights. Now, this video I want to touch on again. This is going to be like a webinar real quick on who some of the elite people are. I just want you all out there to do research on them. I'm going to go first. We have Warren Buffett. I want you all to go on the internet and do a search on this guy and type in the Illuminati. His corporation is Berkshire Hathaway. He's the chairman and CEO. Keep in mind, these people play as though they're benevolent on the surface. They appear to be the good guys, but the question I ask is, are they truly the good guys or the bad guys? And I'm just going to go through some different people real quick. George Soros, here's another guy. Please do research on this individual. This is what he looks like right here. Here's some more images of him. Please do research on these people. When you go online, type in Illuminati next to their names, and you can see. I'll let everyone do their own investigation, but these are who the real Illuminati are, in my opinion. But when you do your research and you look these people up, you will be astonished to find out. Next on our list, Henry Kissinger. Real picture, real right here. He was the former Secretary of State during the Nixon administration. As you can see on Wikipedia, he served under Richard Nixon in office September 22nd, 1973 to January 20th, 1977. Oh, he also served under former President Gerald Ford, another Illuminati globalist. These are who the real Illuminati are. Next person on our list, Nick Rockefeller. If you know who, this is Aaron Russo picture right here. This is a picture of Nick Rockefeller and Aaron Russo. He befriended Aaron Russo some years back when Aaron Russo picture right here was running for governor of Nevada. Aaron Russo found out that Nick Rockefeller admitted some things to him about the New World Order. He did not like what happened when he found out. In the long run. They were friends for a while. This is what the elites do when they see talented people. They go out and try to recruit them to try to shut them up. But Aaron asked some really good questions. I wanted to know, Nick, what was the reason behind all of this? And Nick Rockefeller admitted to him that they wanted to have a one world government where they want to see everyone microchipped. No, this is not conspiracy theory. I want to tell you, I'm not paranoid. I'm college educated. This is very accurate information. But I just want the listening, viewing audience out there to please do your research and homework on who these people are. This picture, once again, this is a famous photo. This right here is Aaron Russo. You can watch his movie for free on YouTube. It's called Freedom to Fascism. It was seen by over 50 million views. This is Nick Rockefeller right here. They were friends at one time, also known as Nelson Rockefeller. I believe you study the infamous Rockefeller family. There's documentaries you can watch. Please do your research. And Aaron found out Nick Rockefeller admitted to him, our goal is to see everybody chipped and tracked. And Aaron was appalled by finding some of these things out. Also, Nick Rockefeller, picture right here, also admitted to him. These are some other photos of Nick. I guess that's him and his wife. This is him and his wife when they were in China. Also, Nick Rockefeller admitted to Aaron that they funded the women's liberation movement to take the father out of the household, to break up the family structure, specifically in the black community, but it also affected white communities as well, where the state government became the parent. Because keep in mind, the woman, she could not receive government assistance or state assistance if there was a man living in the household. I can expound on that in another video down the line. I wanted to do specifically for black people in the black community, but to make this video universal where you all can understand how the Illuminati works. And Alex Jones has mentioned this to back things up, how they attacked the black community years ago with sterilization and eugenics. That's what the movie My Alpha 21 was about. You can watch that for free on YouTube. It's spelled AAFA 21, all capital letters, 21, Ma'afa 21. On YouTube, it's a documentary. I don't know if Alex Jones still sells it on his website, but it has Pastor Cleonard Childress from blackgenocide.org. It talks about how some of these Illuminati globalists and eugenicists targeted the black community specifically, but they also they've targeted everybody. They spray chemicals in the air, they poison our food. So this is not to make this a racial thing. This is all about equality. The Illuminati sees no color. They've openly admitted that they want to reduce the world's population by 90%. That's a fact. That's not conspiracy theory. It was written on the Georgia Guidestones down in Georgia. Now, I did have some more literature, some information I wanted to show. There is a class system, a hierarchy within the pecking order, ranking system, tier system. These were some notes that I took. I just wanted individuals to see. For example, some people who are in the Iraqi dinar investment for the wrong reason. Well, my argument to that is we were all in this for the money. This is just something on the side note. The reason why they're attacking people, because keep in mind, these Illuminati globalists, they want to keep people on these 9-to-5 jobs, poor, broke, and starving. But here's the thing I wanted to get to. We need proper judicial oversight and abuse of power no matter what. If you have diplomatic immunity, secret security clearances, or private trust funds to shield yourselves behind, when these people are abusing their privileges and taking advantage of the working poor and middle class, I don't mind individuals having security clearances, or I should say secret security clearances, diplomatic status, or trust funds, private banking trust funds to help our communities in this recession. But there needs to be checks and balances in place to ensure that moral guidelines are being adhered to. For example, these globalists, they poison our food. They hire scientists through the Center for Disease Control, also secret government projects through DARPA, Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. And you have to ask, are these experiments, are they benevolent? Are they going to help humanity as a whole? But what I just mentioned, they said they openly admitted they want to kill off 90% of the world's population. So I'll let the viewing audience read in between the lines. But if moral proper guidelines are not being adhered to, then their diplomatic status needs to be revoked. Their secret security clearances need to be revoked if wrongdoings are found. For example, if it's an individual who has a bank account attached to a corporation or multiple trusts poison our food supply, or lobbying money to the Food and Drug Administration to keep them hush, or Monsanto, that's a corporation that's been genetically altering our food, our crops. They were also behind spraying the chemical Agent Orange during the Vietnam War. And let's go see right here. Secretly, yeah, they exist behind many of these entities. They need to be held accountable and stripped of all these privileges. A massive investigation needs to commence immediately after abuse or negligence has been found. Also, if these people are guarded by private security, then a task force needs to be formed to properly arrest these individuals in case they don't want to cooperate. Liberal congressmen, representatives can partner with trustworthy private sector people. You can band your money together, put your funds, your resources to help fund and finance a highly skilled and trained task force on the level of a Navy SEAL or Joint Special Operations Command. This is not for the general public safety, but also for congressmen and liberal government officials who expose corruption and have integrity need to be protected. I remember hearing a quote that Senator Ted Cruz said that President Obama was dangerously evil for not adhering to some of the guidelines. Also, Attorney General Eric Holder, who was held in contempt of court. Reason being, for example, a former mayoral candidate, Senator Nancy Schaefer, was murdered for exposing corruption. She was a strong advocate against homosexual marriages and child trafficking rings that involve child protective services, abusing, trafficking, and selling adoptive children, and in some cases, the children were removed forcibly from their respective homes and taken from their parents to rich donors throughout the state of Georgia and abroad. Now, you can imagine these children were sold into child sex trafficking rings, child pedophile rings. That's why the government, they're pushing this homosexual agenda. They're backing it by the mainstream media to destroy the family structure. I'm just going to be blunt with you. It's not about sexual preference and this, that, and other. People have been doing that type of stuff for years, but keep in mind there's an agenda by this criminal Illuminati cabal. They also murdered Gary Webb. He was an investigative reporter. He was a regular journalist. He used to work for the San Jose Mercury News, who exposed the U.S. government having its hands involved in drug trafficking throughout the United States. There was a big case some years back that involved Freeway Rick Ross, the famous black drug lord who admitted the U.S. government set him up and even sent in an implant to get him locked back up in prison, which he served time for. Um, and this is not to be confused with the rapper Rick Ross, who's William Roberts, who stole the image because he was sued by the real Freeway Rick Ross, by the way, on a side note, so you understand. These Illuminati people are hateful, evil, mean people who need to be stopped for their wrongdoings. They also need to be punished and held accountable for their actions, no matter what. Even if their bloodline is royalty, they also need to be stripped of their diplomatic immunity in some cases. Their high-level secret security clearances need to be revoked and put on inactive. The Interpol, International Police, need to conduct a massive investigation into these very evil, corrupt people, and they can partner with local law enforcement to investigate, to track down their whereabouts, how they shield themselves behind their private banking trust funds that are not used for benevolent purposes. And keep in mind, like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, for example, was found putting GMO genetically modified organisms when they donated food to children in Africa. Their vaccination program to the Hindu children. There were over 40,000 Hindu children who were murdered from the donations and the money that the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation financed. The children who did survive became handicapped because keep in mind, these people shield behind their corporations and their trust structures and foundations and nonprofits and C corporations. But keep in mind, these people are very evil, criminal people. They don't use it for benevolent purposes. They need to be stripped of these diplomatic immunity, secret security clearances, as you see the reason why when you have to do your homework and research and delve into these people. Also, Warren Buffett, who's a big advocate donating money to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation with his organization Berkshire Hathaway, is also involved. And I told you earlier, I did give a disclaimer, so you need to do your research on these people. I conducted my own investigation, and I'm also warning law enforcement and private investigators throughout the country and news people. This is a big story you all need to cover. As I mentioned previously, these people shield themselves behind these legal structures to avoid a civil suit or a lawsuit. They are structured so well, some of them are even judgment proof in a criminal action, and that needs to stop, especially if they're found trafficking women, bringing drugs in. I can't begin to tell you. I'm going to probably expound upon, do future videos, but the information is out here. Alex Jones from Infowars.com, Luke Radowski can back me up. Many investigative journalists and reporters out there have covered this. Princess Diana was murdered by the Illuminati because she was more than pure than the rest of her bloodline. When it was discovered she was pregnant with a child by an Egyptian prince, she was ordered to be murdered by the Queen of England's husband, Prince Philip. It came out recently, one of British elite Royal Rangers, or one of their special forces, I know he admitted in his book, he was involved in a murder plot to kill Princess Diana. Typo right there. Since some people are not spiritually or financially stable people, they have to suffer from this this wicked, devious agenda by these people. Real quick, before I shut this video down and close out, I wanted to show you some of the photos, the diagrams of the cabal. They use this called asset protection, as you can see right here. I'll blow that up. Let's go through some other photos. This is how they control the public sector with the tenants. You know, people losing their houses and stuff through the legal structure. I probably have to do another video expounding upon that. These are the trusts to show people an illustration, a diagram. This is what they look like. These are the different models they have. Here's another one, trust that's set up like for personal items. See, these people that I mentioned earlier, there's a whole nother list of them. Those were just a few that I mentioned. They use these trusts, though they don't use it for benevolent purposes. And I say that again to reiterate, these are very hateful, evil people that I can understand if we had liberal people who would help out within Congress or our government to stop these people. This is a business trust model right here to show you how they control real estate corporations. They put it in a trust because the trust can provide legal protection in forms of lawsuit. In some cases, depending on how well you're structured, you can even be judgment proof. But also to be judgment proof, they use secret security clearances through different governmental agencies like Homeland Security, the CIA, because they already have a lot of wealth, so they buy people off. But they also try to set politicians up, and they try to have some dirt on you. That's what went on with the child pedophile ring years ago, where they would set politicians up so that you won't go public with exposing this information. But I'm tired of these criminals and what they're doing. We should have been funded already dealing with the dinar and other programs. That's why I'm exposing this, and yeah, I'm pissed off. So I want you all to see visuals. I'm showing you hardcore evidence. I'm just giving you guys a quick rundown. I'll probably do more videos on this in the future, but this is to show you the helicopters and stuff. That's how some of them can fly from their private properties that are in estates and trusts. So you guys see the actual model right here. Now I want to go to some other photos real quick. Do some pictures. This is a book I highly recommend called Bloodlines of the Illuminati. I showed the actual book in another video. You can purchase this from Infowars.com. This book I highly recommend, Children of the Matrix, and even David Icke's two of his other books, Alice in Wonderland, The Conspiracy Behind 9/11 Being a Monumental Lie, and also The Biggest Secret. He mentioned when in one of these books when former President Clinton was governor of Arkansas, when he was running drugs through the airport, because I mentioned they are into drug trafficking. That goes back during the Iran-Contra scandal, during the Reagan administration, and Vice President Bush, but also in our modern day society with Operation Fast and Furious, where they fund the guns and drug to the drug cartels in Mexico with Operation Fast and Furious, which Attorney General Eric Holder was held in contempt of court for not speaking before the panel. David Icke has evidence in these books. What I like, just like a research paper, he in high school, he covers the actual facts that gives you the sources like a bibliography. Unfortunately, these people are evil. They're into the occult, child sacrifices. This is a picture to illustrate that. Yes, this does go on. They're trying to shut down free speech and bring us into a police state under martial law. That's why they want to strip the guns. They want to push these different political agendas to try to take our rights away. This shows how they're super elite people. They're billionaires at the top of the pecking order. You even have trillionaires in this world. And this shows the hard working, suffering people at the bottom who go to these 9-to-5 jobs, what they use as a weapon. Here's another video illustrating the police state. Here's some of the other cronies that are involved. You need to watch the movie Money Masters and Monopoly Men on YouTube. They're very powerful documentaries that expose the Rothschild family, goes in depth, shows you the evidence, who they are. Also, free movie you can watch on YouTube, and you can download these movies, find a downloader, so when they shut the internet down, you can have these movies and distribute them to people. It's a movie called Ring of Power, Empire of the City. It's called The Ring of Power, Empire of the City. It also talks about some of these people and shows you bulletproof, hardcore evidence. So with that said, I want to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to please like my video, rate, and subscribe. Dorsey's Resource. Until next time, take care. Peace.